Hello everyone, this is Taylor with Rural Gorge Anglers in Canyon City, Colorado. The oldest fly shop and fly fishing guide service and only Orvis endorsed outfitter on the Arkansas River Basin. Thanks so much for viewing today. It's now August on the Arkansas River Basin, and we've kind of returned to a little bit of normalcy here the last few weeks, getting a lot closer to historical average flows after a really big water July and of course big runoff June. And right now flows are coming down to the sub 1000 CFS level, which is typically where we're at in early August, and conditions couldn't be better in Bighorn Canyon as well as upstream on the upper basin all the way through the headwater. We've had some really strong conditions, even with some localized monsoon, rain shower conditions, which are typical for this time of year. But we've always had some pretty clean water in one spot or another, and really looking good here recently. So we do look forward to really a tremendous August, and September, October. We really feel like this could be one of the best fall seasons in the last 10 years, just based on how much water we've had through the summer, cooler water temps. The bug activity has already been extremely strong. We only see fishing productivity increasing, and really the last few weeks have been absolutely gangbuster on the entire Arkansas basin. So we also see wade fishing coming back into play on the Arkansas tailwater. So that will be an added venue for folks, and then we'll not only have the entire Arkansas freestone fishery, but all of our tributaries fishing very, very well. So we're looking forward to a tremendous late summer season here in August, and moving into the fall season as well. Just for you folks to know, we do have a great event coming in about a month's time on September 21st. That's our Fall Fest event. It's the only day of the year we have a fly sale in the fly shop, and that is buy one, get one free dozens on all flies in store. No limits on that. We'll have a special guest, Landon Mayer, doing a streamside clinic and in-store presentation, several other guest speakers, and a store-wide sale on gear, sportswear, so on and so forth. So do mark your calendar for that as we move into the fall season. That's a great event to come, learn, enjoy other anglers in the community, in the area, and do take advantage of those great sales as well. So talk a little bit about what the fishing's like in August, and as we move into the early fall, September, and even October. Your typical hatch matchers kind of transition from those summer bugs, those PMDs, yellow sallies, tan caddis, and we start to see an introduction of red quills, drakes. We start to see fish kind of transition from the eating those larger golden stonefly dries and larger attractors to being a little bit more picky on smaller attractor dries. Dry dropper fishing is still incredible, especially in those low light hours, in the morning and the evening. We're still continuing to fish PMDs, yellow sallies, some golden stonefly dries. Of course, your hoppers are in play as well, but we really start to focus here upcoming on our red quill activity, our drake activity. We'll start to see some tricos on the water. And, really overall, just kind of a movement to covering more water because fish will begin to spread out. And so what we'll see here in the next few weeks is fish pushing from those heavy, holding areas against the edges and softer pockets to finding fish in heavier water and heavier oxygenated water out in the middle of the river more. We're already starting to spook some fish on our float trips out in the middle of the river, which wasn't the case here 2 weeks ago. So we're starting to see that transition along with the bug activity transition here as we move into the month of August. We should see flows continue to drop slowly. We don't expect for flows really to drop below 700 CFS here until probably the third week of August or potentially later, which will be excellent for the fishing. Water temperatures have been great. They're starting in the low 50s into the mid 50s, and really we're not even seeing water temps break the 60-degree mark right now. Nice and cool out there. Fish are super happy, and that means a lot better fishing throughout the day, not only in the morning and the evening, but continued productivity, especially nymphing through the kind of the middle of the day, which is great. So what I'd like to do is look at a few recommended patterns for this late summer, early fall window of time on the Arkansas Freestone. Okay, folks, so now we're over here at the fly cases, and just want to kind of give you a general idea of patterns for this time period, and it's really a wide variety of patterns. There are a lot of bugs out there right now, and there will continue to be new introductions into our trout population's diet as we move through the month of August and into the fall time period. We'll continue to fish a lot of attractor nymphs and dries, but we will, of course, specifically focus on more hatch matcher, life cycle stages. And then, of course, your streamer fishing will continue to be very, very prevalent as we move, through this late summer season into fall. So kind of starting on the left-hand side here, let's take a quick peek at some stonefly representations. And of course, we sell over 50 different types of stonefly patterns here in the fly shop, but really we're still kind of focusing on these more attractor style patterns. Your tease stone up top here, and then your kind of rubber leg style, standard kind of Pat's rubber leg style. This is Frank Smethurst's Stone Bomb. We love this pattern in the Stone Bomb, also in the 20 Bomb, kind of that old traditional 20-incher coloration. And then, just some general attractor nymphs that fish extremely well in the late summer season. Our Guide's Choice Hare's Ear, which is really one of our go-to patterns. Our Psycho Prince, this is the jig, tied on a jig, so great Euro nymphing fly as a point fly. You can also fish it, in a standard Western rig, but Psycho Prince is one of our favorites as well. In the Yellow Sally kind of crossover category, this is the Matt Damon stone. We fish it in, a size 12 through 16. Really nice and heavy, durable, very buggy. Fish are really liking that pattern right now. Iron Sally is really pretty hard to beat, folks. I mean, it's been a breadwinner pattern on this river for many years now. That pattern will do great for you. With flows decreasing, still definitely fish on your worm patterns. Red San Juan style here with the tungsten bead. That's a really good one, but squirmy worms are great, and will continue to produce. We are fishing dead drifting and nymphing some leech patterns, some micro leech patterns. This is Landon Mayer's micro leech on a jig here in black, but fishing it in brown and olive as well. Moving on to more of your smaller bugs, your nymph stage. We've got our just standard caddis larva pattern here, tungsten bead. Very, very prevalent. A lot of caddis in the water column right now. Here's your Juan Ramirez kryptonite caddis in the amber color, more of a tan emergent caddis there. Your red two-bit hooker, great representation for your red quill nymphs, which are very active in the water column right now. One of our favorites, Shea Gunkel's radiation baetis in the copper orange, another kind of red quill nymph, attractor nymph that has fished very, very well as of late. Micro mayfly PMD here has been fishing very, very well for the last few weeks, really in the last month, and will continue to be a breadwinner out there. Another PMD, Larry Kingery's Biot PMD, that is a fantastic fly there, and nice and heavy tungsten strong hook in that 2488H. Really love that fly. You're on the little bit smaller side of things, your trico nymph and emerger. This is called an Ice Queen, one of our favorites, kind of a fan favorite around here. Will begin to really fish well with the trico activity starting up. Red Copper John, more of an attractor nymph, but definitely a red quill imitation, starting to fish very, very well. And pheasant tail style Copper John, which has been very, very productive here as well. Moving on to attractor and hatch matcher dries. As we move through the month of August into September, October, red will just be an absolute key color on the Arkansas. This is your red chubby Chernobyl. That fly will be excellent through the fall. Your party animal, Andrew Grillos's fly. This fly is a new fly and has been a great attractor dry for us. We really like tans, yellows, and really natural colors during this window of time as well. And this is a great foam body, very visible, great lead fly. Jaeger's 409 in yellow, that's a great yellow Sally attractor dry, but just general attractor dry. Your JC special with Drake starting. This is not only a great attractor dry, but also a great green Drake, gray Drake, brown Drake imitation. So that's one to definitely have in your wheelhouse. Front end loader, yellow Sally. This is just truly a perfect representation of the yellow Sallies that are out there right now. Iwanodon, pale morning dun. Iwanodon's a really great new pattern. We fished a lot of these in the spring for our blue-winged olive population. Great PMD. And then you're kind of starting to see, a few red quills, and that will continue to, increase over time as we move into the early fall. But this is called a Rocky Mountain Mint. Great kind of attractor, high-vis, red quill pattern, but that one will be really a breadwinner for us as we move into the fall. Then kind of looking at streamers, hot cone slump busters have been great lately. That's just been a great fly. You've got a natural on bottom, black on top there. This great sculpin pattern here, got this thing with that giant cone head style, up front articulated. This has been a great pattern for us. And we'll be moving forward. Any kind of sculpin pattern will produce for you. So anything olive, black, and tan, these guys here are our baby gongas, Charlie Craven's pattern. Black and tan will be excellent. And then great trailer or just single, if you are fishing in more highlight time periods, this junior mint tied on a jig will be a really productive fly for you as a trailer or on its own. So that kind of wraps up just a kind of a basic look at suggested patterns as we move in, through the month of August into the early fall time period. So long story short, folks, as we move through this late summer time period into early fall, just a lot of great conditions for wading or floating, and some great productivity. And like I said, we think the early fall through the fall season is going to be, some of the best fishing of the entire year. Just with, the amount of water we had in the early summer and, the health of the fish right now. I mean, fish are just absolutely healthy and on feeding frenzies right now, trying to gain calories after those big water time periods. And we only see that continuing. And, with flows now on the Arkansas Freestone moving below 1,000 CFS, continuing to fall, that'll only make it easier on wade fishermen as well. Do remember that, the Arkansas Freestone has the most public water access of any river in the state of Colorado. So if you're having trouble deciding on where to go or, need a good map on the area, feel free to stop by or give us a call. We're happy to answer those questions, but there really is so much water on the Arkansas river basin. You shouldn't be fishing the same place twice. And that will give you some great options as we move into this time period where wading will be a lot easier, and float fishing continues to be excellent. So we do look forward to seeing hopefully most of you in the fly shop, or on the water here in the late summer, early fall time period. Hopefully some of those patterns will give you a good idea, but we have over 900 different patterns in stock here at the fly shop. So if you need something a little bit different or need some more recommendations, we're of course happy to help you there. Everything that we stock in the fly shop, flies, gear, so on and so forth, is all available online at our web store at www.royalgorgeanglers.com. We have one-day shipping to the Front Range of Colorado, and ship nationwide, obviously. So that's a great way to pick up flies before a trip or so on and so forth. Great way to look at the patterns we talked about today, and of course you could purchase them directly there online. We do have a few days available here late summer and early fall for guide trips. So if you're interested in taking a guided trip on the Arkansas, on the South Platte, on the Arkansas tailwater, a backcountry trip, we do have a handful of days left. Of course, are getting close to being full up even in the month of September. So if you're interested in doing something in the early fall and that what I believe will be a really magical time period, do remember to call as soon as you can, and you can reach us at 888-994-6743 extension 2, or you can book online and see availability and rates at www.royalgorgeanglers.com on any of our trips there. Again, we do look forward to seeing you in the fly shop or on the river soon. Do mark your calendar for September 21st, our Fall Fest event here at the fly shop. We will be releasing a newsletter here with more details kind of as those come into play on schedules for speakers here at the fly shop and streamside clinics. Landon Mayer will be here all day. on September 21st as our guest speaker and instructor, so that will be awesome. But we do hope to see you all there at that event, and of course a great time to stock up on flies with that buy one dozen get a dozen free no limit sale on flies and great gear sale. So again, if you have any questions, email us at info@ruralgorgeanglers.com or call us at toll-free 888-994-6743. Thanks so much, and have a great and safe time on the water.